Hello and welcome to the show. We start this week's FailRace episode with Kit on GTA 5 having a problem with a fence. Yes, went to run over somebody, got the person, but in putting the car through the fence has got wedged in the roof. It's kind of like Clarkson's Skoda Yeti that they landed a helicopter on. That's the kind of thing we're going for. I mean, the problem with it is that you can't actually drive the car from a normal camera view because the camera freaks out so much because, funnily enough, the fence isn't supposed to be there. Did a fairly good job using the like cinematic cameras to get the vehicle drivable. It did eventually despawn though, but still, good job. You don't see that too often. Second up next on GTA 5 is doing a race on the bikes. Now the bikes are very quick and not quite paying full attention to the thing ahead manages to wheelie up a stationary bike, and it turns out, well, bad things can happen if you hit that. Gets launched off the side of the track. I wasn't expecting the airtime. I was waiting for the player to go flying off the bike, not the airtime that was to go on. TGI Justin on GTA 5. This was a modded version of GTA 5, of course, doing some street racing, and everything gets off to a fairly normal start. There's some crashing going on up ahead, but there's a little bump between a couple of vehicles, a smidge of lag. It's a humongous punt on the energy that goes for that. Now, lag assisted in that one, that is for sure, but that is one hell of an off right there, and tumble for the vehicle. So rounded up next on GTA 4 is trying to line up to do a big jump with the Sultan. So this is a jump to get from kind of island to island. It's a big run up, hits the ramp with plenty of speed, and it's a clean jump. The problem is the landing part. Excellent jump, just a smidge too far on the distance, hit the overpass, and it twisted the car so it landed and exploded. Somehow the player survived, which is quite impressive. Douglas up next on Beam. Now this is using the kind of walk around on foot mode, if you like, and playing around with traffic cars, curious as to what might happen if you stand in front of them. Well, what might happen is a K-Series gets bored, runs you over, and manages to send you to the roof. Like, that's not how any physics is really supposed to work. The car wasn't going that fast to launch the person at that distance, but did. And the best bit is they got an infraction for a police collision. Amazing stuff indeed. Standing up next on Beam, doing a little race with an AI vehicle. The AI car is the one in second place here as you come around the first corner. The AI brakes a lot later than the player car. Decides, well, the player vehicle needed to get out of the way and deposited it well off the circuit. Yeah, it's just a bump, lifted the back of the car up, and as the lead vehicle had just started turning into the corner, that bump was all it took to lift it and roll it. More open-wheeled problems, this time for Trist on Project Cars 2. Now, these are AI vehicles who don't know how to use the pit lane. One AI car ended up in the back of the other that then blocked the pit lane here at Imola, and now no one knows where to go at all. This car's stuck. More vehicles are now trying to decide if, try to go into the pit lane but don't really know. Some have done the sensible thing of not pitting. The ones that are trying to pit don't have anywhere to go. Something's being carried along here. Something pinged its way free in all of this. It's not gone very well, and then this guy's trying to get back involved again as well. It's not worked. I'm going to go as far as to say that it has not worked in terms of the pit stop. Trailblazer up next on the long drive is barreling down the road, not a care in the world, when Sneaky Rock, yes, there is a Sneaky Rock in the way that you don't see until the last second. However, while all of the stuff has fallen out of the trailer, 10 out of 10 for the flip and landing. It was a hell of a landing for the car. So rare they land on their wheels as cleanly, but sadly all the bits have fallen out. Shy Ammonite up next on Wreckfest, bouncing from side to fully over, tumbly big flip over a wreck of a car, still tumbling, and landing but pointing in a rather awkward direction. Yeah, well, it's a fairly straightforward track, this one. If you do get it wrong, you can get that horrible sort of rocking, and gets collected by a couple of other vehicles as well. That kind of rocking effect that can lead to a big roll. Pock Apollo up next on Circuit Superstars has noticed some weird goings on. So there's a couple of layouts for this track, and while they're supposed to be racing on the short layout, nobody told a bunch of the AI cars that are taking the long layout. Quite why only some of them are doing it, I don't know, and if they do it because they technically haven't completed the circuit, they get reset back. So they were having a bad time. They were having a bad time over there. Aubergine Hoplite on Euro Truck Simulator has got their trailer stuck, and they're trying to pull the trailer free. However, the game didn't like this. Nope. In trying to, I guess, like disconnect the trailer and reconnect it, the physics got even more angry than just having the trailer wedged on. I think it's on a barrier or something. It's not having a good time. That's not how the cab of the truck is supposed to be whatsoever. I mean, it was better than when the trailer was kind of slamming the truck into the floor. It's slight improvement. We're only going to go with the slight though, because it's not much of an improvement having it glitched down there. I wouldn't worry about the escort vehicle. That was the warning coming up on the little computer thing. I wouldn't worry about that. Necra Bobby is the final clip here for today on Jalopy. Having picked a route, heading off to do the next part of their journey, the world hasn't loaded. Now, this would be a rather considerable problem. This is where the gate is, the checkpoint gate is supposed to be, and, well, I mean, you've got to investigate it, I guess, to see what happens. And the answer is bad. Bad things are happening. There is no world for the Jalopy to go into. I don't know what that is. The door opens. I mean, don't think you can get out. You need to wind the window up. If you're going to fall into the abyss, no, don't put the window down again. Leave the window up. Uncle's just fast asleep. Not a care in the world. Yeah. Now the speedo's going crazy with the distance, and it's not gone well here. We can open doors, but that is the end of the road trip, I should think. Well, it's the road trip into the abyss now going on there. But that is going to be it for this episode. As ever, if you have clips you'd like to submit to this series, you can via a Google form. There will be a link to it in the description. All the rules and how it works can be found on there. That, though, is going to be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, a goodbye.